Miguel, what do you think about this weather today?
It's a little chilly out here. I think we'll warm up though in a little bit.
Oh, this is good hunting weather. You know, we get a lot of suggestions at Garrett. People email, call with different ideas, and I had a couple of them, and one in particular recently, talking about the ACE detectors, saying, you know, we got the AT Pro, AT Gold, AT Max, and you know, you guys get these new ATs and you're off doing all these videos and hunts with that, and you forget about us with the ACEs, but man, that's been one of our best selling detectors for years, you know.
I know it. I brought the 300 with me today. I'm going to try out this 7x10 concentric coil. What are you going to use?
I'm going to go with the 400, and you know, what we're thinking is, okay, we'll take that idea up, and let's go do some hunting and share some ideas and hunting tips and suggestions with the ACEs. These are the new digital versions that Garrett came out with recently. So what do you think?
I think I'm going to use the Ms3s also. Go wireless today. Try that out. See how that works for me.
Yeah, one of the questions that came up was, you know, why don't you show some, you know, just basic hunting ideas instead of the instructional stuff. You know, use the detector, show how it hunts, how you hunt with it. So maybe, you know, we'll go out and about this week, go to some different places around North Texas, Dallas area, maybe some scrape lots or knock some doors or something like that.
Sounds like a plan.
You know, no Civil War side or anything. Just, you know, where anybody would normally hunt, and we'll show you as we go along. Probably try out a few different coils, different headphones, and maybe teach a few things along the way if we can.
Yeah, I said it's good to go.
No guarantees we'll find anything good, but we'll show you. Probably have clad at least at the end of the, you know, week or few days or whatever we end up doing. But you know, stick around. We'll see what happens here.
Sounds like a plan. Let's head out.
Let's go.
All right.
Got it. What do we got there? A beat up penny. Oh, wait a minute. And my eyes are bad. I guess it's a penny. I thought it was something else for a minute. Yep. Memorial. Oh well. Maybe it'll get better in a minute. Yeah, is that oh, look at that. It's like a little bracelet. Nothing fancy, but it's got some kind of little plating on it. Probably a kid's little costume jewelry bracelet or something like that. Not too bad. Cool little find. Oh man, look at that. That's the other bracelet. The kid must have had two of them bracelets, and one of them was right over by the sidewalk, and here's the other one right off the end of this old porch here. You know, they didn't have a lot of money, but it's just, you know, their little costume jewelry, or you know, maybe it was their best jewelry they had, but cool little find. Don't see that every day.
Alright, so dug out the plug. It's sitting at an 83 solid. I started pinpointing around. I broke the quad up, and check this out. So, little buckle. Not sure what it goes to. But that's kind of cool. It's pretty neat.
You got to be careful, of course, when you're around these old areas like this, because you're in a bad part of town. And I mean, I just spotted this right here. I'm gonna guess that's a drug bag. I'm not gonna do anything with it, but you know, there's some old clothes laying over here. A trail that comes back through these woods. So definitely, you know, use precaution if you're going to an area like this. Personally, I wouldn't go alone. I'd go with a buddy. Keep yourself safe. You know, one thing we probably ought to point out on some of these places we're hunting, those demo lots, you know.
Yeah.
You can be a little less careful, if you will, because it's going to be bulldozed. Some of the houses were still standing. We hunted. They were about to be torn down within a day or two. Others had already been knocked down. We're still going to fill in the holes and leave it clean when we get out of there, but you may see us a little less careful than, say, if we were in a park digging.
Right, right.
I like trying to check around where the back of the house would have been. Trying to guess where the porch would have been. Maybe a old laundry line or something in the old days. This has been scraped clean, but there was stuff lost back here in the backyard 50, 60 years ago. Hopefully it's underneath all this hard packed, freshly scraped stuff. Unfortunately, you know, course of digging this, you get a lot of these little shards of aluminum and little chunks of metal that give a good sound. You got to dig them. That's the ups and downs about these trashy lots. This kind of stuff sounds terrific, but it's just a big, you know, sheared off piece of aluminum, probably from, who knows, piping or something inside the house. This backyard, you know, is still pretty trashy. So I've got a pretty good amount of scrum on. I've kicked it up a little bit. I've pretty much got rid of all the iron on here. If you look at my settings, I've got jewelry mode, which I started in, and I've hit a couple more notches I've taken out because I was getting a lot of little confetti metal, just junky iron stuff. So I'm trying to keep somewhere around nickel and above. Yeah, I could give up some small stuff, but here I can't help but putting in some more to scrum because of how much junk I've got. So I keep, you know, hunting along with this, and I'm listening to the sounds. I want a good repeatable sound. A lot of these will hit one way and not the other, so I know not to mess with those. And it's putting in the time. You go through, you keep working it, and there's stuff here. There's one that's kind of bouncing back and forth, bouncing a little bit. Okay, this one's hitting a little steadier. Here, come look at the ID on this. I'll show you maybe over here if I can hit anything over here. You can see a few things jumping around with these numbers. So that's junky stuff. But this one over here, I'll go back to the left. This sounded better. See, I'm getting a solid number, 84, 85. And I pull back. What I do with this double D coil is I'll just get on it. Solid number. And I just worked my way back until the audio kind of dropped off. I know you can't hear the audio, but my signal dropped off and started getting junky, but prior to that it was consistent. There's obviously junk metal underneath me. So I'm just going to take a scoop here right in front of the coil, and it didn't sound super deep because this ground's been hard packed. I'll just flip some of this over and let's see if I can still have that consistent 84 signal here. I don't, so I've moved it. It's probably gonna be over here somewhere. Yeah, I'm getting my 80s number in here. So that means my target's in this little junk pile here somewhere. Pinpoint around through it. There's something in there. Oh, right there, there's a coin. Lincoln. Oh, wait, it's a Wheatie. I can't possibly read it without my glasses on, but you can see 1 cent on there. So that's a wheat penny. That makes it older. So that tells us there's the possibility of also being silver on this house. We know these were built here in the 50s, so that's a good sign. But seeing a Wheatie is always a good sign when you're working an old house site or an old lot like this. This tells me I've got the chance to find something good. And the fact this Wheatie's here, and I found another penny over there a few minutes ago that wasn't quite as old, tells me it probably hasn't been hunted yet. There's a lot of people that go hit these destruction demo lots. You know, they watch for the ones coming down, and they jump in there and hunt them as quick as they can. But if you're finding, you know, pennies like that, good signals, chances are you might find something else. So I think we'll keep working this for a little bit.
I think I got a mark. Just popped it out of the hole. Tried here. It's still dirty. Haven't messed with it yet. I got my spray. Just gonna clean it up a little bit and see what we got. I'm not gonna rub it. That's what it is. That's a Mercury Dime. 1940. I think in 1942. The silver's out here. Oh, check that out. Look at this. It's an old key. That's kind of cool. I've never seen one like that before.
There you go.
This sounds pretty good. Still in the hole. Oh, look. What is that? Oh, looks like a Wheatie. 1944. Got us another Wheatie. You can't really see it real good on the back side, but the front side, you can see the date. Lincoln's Head. It's a good find. If you're hunting in a public place, like a park, try hunting where people most likely lost stuff. Around picnic tables, playground equipment, where people have played sports, or even where they laid on blankets for a picnic.
One thing I like about the 300 is it comes with this concentric coil. It's got a pretty good size to it, and concentrics are going to give you good coverage and good depth in average ground where it's not really highly mineralized. You're going to get better depth than you would with a double D. Double Ds are great when you get to mineralized ground to help overcome that. But one thing about a concentric versus a double D is it tends to see some of the trash. You get a broader sweep of it, and you don't see trash as much of a good target as you might with a double D. Like here's a bottle cap I can see on the ground right here. And I don't know if you can see this, but I'm in jewelry mode. I've kind of been running in jewelry mode. We're out in a big public area here, so I know there's a lot of trash, but jewelry will take out a little bit of the iron and some of the debris and garbage. So here's this bottle cap. Now if I was running on, say, my AT Gold or whatever with a little double D, I'd probably get a great signal on this. I mean, I can see the surface trash. I know it's there, but if I didn't know it was there, I'm getting a signal that's kind of bouncy. The numbers are from the 30s to the 40s and into the 50s, sometimes hitting so low that it's not even coming up on the scale. So I know that's junky. But you know, I'm finding some pennies and dimes and stuff in this park. And if I go along, you know, hit a good signal, that one's kind of jumping around too. I can see a little bit of foil there, so I know it's trashy. You know, when you get to a really good signal, with a coin especially, it's generally pretty consistent. And I don't know if we can find anything or not here, but give me a minute and we'll keep going over toward, you know, some of this area where people have picnicked and whatever. Well, okay, there's something that's pretty good. Now that is steady. You don't see it jumping around as much. That's in the 80s. I'm just kind of wiggling my coil, going back until it kind of quits. You know, I could also pinpoint, get a strong signal like that, and just keep coming back. And I would think my target's going to be somewhere near the end of that coil. Let me get my edge digger here, and I'll try to go off the end of the coil. I would think that's going to be a coin. You know, I'm wrong sometimes, but you know, here in these public areas, I want to try to make a straight down, deep dig like this. And generally, I try not to take the whole plug up in a public area. I want to leave some of the grass where it can grow back. We had a good bit of rain yesterday, so it's very moist. That'll help pull it up, but you know, you're still going to see some dirt fall down in places, but you want to leave it where the grass can grow back. If you come in at a side angle with your digger, you're just going to cut the roots, and when you pull it back, you may leave a plug that the lawnmower can suck up. So I try to go a little deeper than what I think the target might be, and if I can, I'm going to roll it back and just try to leave a nice chunk of dirt that I can put back in the ground. That didn't sound too deep, and actually I can hear it there, so get my pinpointer.
not in the hole, so hopefully got it in the plug here. Let's see. There it is, must come out. Up there. Okay, it's a quarter. Clad. It's you know, modern coin, but the point is, with this coin, I'm able to ignore some of the surface trash, and when I get a coin signal like that, it's good and consistent. I've had some pennies, dimes, and a quarter or two this morning, so that's a good sound. I like that. All right, so there was that kind of half moon plug that I dug on that quarter we just pulled up, and what I did was I rolled it back in and just kind of pushed the dirt back into the hole. I'll take my foot, stomp it down, make sure it's tight. That way it's not going to get pulled up by a lawnmower, and you really can't tell anybody's been there. So that's the goal. You want to keep it looking as good as you can. If you leave big brown dead patches in a yard or in a public place, you're getting more apt to be thrown out of there and, you know, kind of be a disgrace to the hobby. So do the best you can. The soil conditions make it tough sometimes, but we'll try to, you know, put the best foot forward that we can here.
All right, I had a good signal here. Sound like a coin. On the hole. It's a big coin. Don't know what that is. It's got an eagle on it. That's weird. 1965. Oh, it's a Mexican coin. It's a 1965 20 centavos. I don't know if you can see that. That's kind of cool. Awesome. Well, I brought the Ms3 headphone kit today with me, and kind of getting tired of this cord. Every time I lay the detector down, it's getting tangled up and stuff. So I think I'm going to walk up to the truck and take these headphones off and put on my Ms3s and go wireless with this thing. So if y'all want to follow me over there, I'll show you how to hook it up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the Ms3 and take off these Easy Stow headphones that come with the detector. And I've got my transmitter and the cord. So I'm gonna plug it into the port, and then you hook up the transmitter. Make sure the connections are the correct way to plug it in. I usually wrap it around at least once, so that way it doesn't go flopping everywhere. I'm gonna take this little O-ring, it's O-ring cord, and just wrap it on the little groove there. I'll flip it to the other side, and it holds it in place on the detector. It's nice and sturdy, so it won't go anywhere. Now we've got that set up, I'm gonna power on the transmitter. So it's, the light's blinking. I've got my headphones here, the Ms3s. I'm going to turn the power on those, and I've already used these before, so they're synced automatically, so I don't have to resync them. But if I didn't have them, I just hit the transmitter again and they would sync. So easy peasy. Now we're wireless. Let's go find some more treasure.
So both these aces, the 300 and the 400, come with this environmental cover-up. Some people call it the mask, but it's a little cloudy right now. I don't know if it'll rain later, but these machines are fully water resistant. They're okay for the rain, but this is good to keep on there. It just keeps a good protection layer on there. Also keeps the dust and dirt off of your buttons and all that. So I'm gonna put that on, and I've also gone ahead and switched to the double D coil. This is a small 5x8. I showed you earlier I was hunting with the concentric that comes with the 300. This is another coil I like quite a bit. It's a small area, you know, it gets in real tight in some of these home sites where there's a lot of junk, and I want to try to separate coins from anything else that might be adjacent. So I'm going to go with this for a while. I may go back to the concentric later, but just to show you versatility. So that gives you some options in your game once you've got your ace. There's a whole lineup of ace coils. So we're going to put this on, and we're going to go do a little door knocking, see if we can get permission on a couple of old home sites. Get back to you here in a little bit.
If you want to find silver coins, make sure you do your research on the age of the house. The older the home, the more likely you'll have silver in the yard. Don't be afraid to knock on some doors and ask permission. Just explain who you are, that you'd like permission to search your yard, and that you'll be careful and respectful of their property. To protect someone's yard, deeper targets can be dug by first rolling back your plug. Then use a towel or a drop cloth, continue digging, and pile the dirt on the towel. When you recover your target, you can slide all the dirt back into the hole and replace the plug. Close your plug. Press it down firmly.
One thing on the ace here, I've got a little bit of discrimination on, so I've knocked out some of the iron since this is kind of an old site, and I had a signal that sounded kind of decent at first, so I just flipped some dirt back, and now that I go back over it, it's exposed. My numbers are jumping quite a bit. So if you look on the screen here, I'll go back over it now that I've opened up the hole. I get the occasional good number, but it's jumping all over the board, so that tells me it's a junky target. And I may have caught it just at the right edge originally where it gave me a pretty good signal. But these numbers are so erratic, I know it's not going to be any good. I've got the iron audio, so I can kick that on too and check it. What I'll do is I'll unplug this so you can hear it real quick. I'll go over it with the iron audio. Again, without the iron audio, it's very jumpy, occasional high tone. And then listen to this when I kick on the iron audio. All kind of grunting and all kind of noise. So that's some kind of trashy iron target. So open up the hole a little bit, sometimes check it out. If the number sounds good or gets better, sometimes the targets improve when you open up the ground. In this case, it got worse. So plug myself back in. Keep on going. Keep the coil as low to the ground as you can. In the winter time like this, I'm literally going to go along like I'm cutting the grass. I'm going to push right through the leaves. If I'm swinging above the leaves, I might be 2 inches or more above the ground. If the target's 2 or 3 inches in the ground, I'm a long ways from it, so I'm just going to go along like I'm mowing the grass. And that's the best thing, because I know that coil staying flush with the ground. As the coil goes at angles away from the ground, that's not necessarily a good thing, so keep it as flush as you can. I'll just keep pushing through the leaves and stuff and hopefully pick up some signals. Old button there. It's like a brass button, an old 4-holer, so that's an old type. Let's see. Give me a good signal like 83. So it kind of sounded like it could have been a coin. It is the size of a small coin like you get in Europe or somewhere, or maybe like a half dime, but that's an old style button. So that's a neat little find, cool little relic. You know, you don't always find old coins on these old house sites, but sometimes you find pocket knives or old buttons. If you get lucky, sometimes you might find a military button. So you never know. That's the fun about metal detecting. I just cut this plug. I dug some little piece of metal out here, but point is, it's the dead of winter. Even at that, I don't want to kill the grass, so I left part of it still attached. Tried to cut it as neat as I could. That way I can flip it back over into the hole, tack it back in there, and this part was never cut, so it's still attached. And I want to step it in there real good.
Make sure it's attached so a lawnmower wouldn't come by and easily suck it up and pull it out of the ground. So, again, I've left the ground as good a condition as I can leave it. Not completely cut all the way around, and it should continue to grow and come back as soon as the growing season comes back in. You hear the surface beeps. Let me unhook my headphones here real quick. I can already see what I'm hearing. A lot of times with this ACE, you can see the target ID and look at how deep the depth is. But I'm going over getting these signals, 85 or so, and it shows 2 inches, which means it's 2 inches or less. But if you hear that double beep going on, that means it's a surface target or a super shallow target. And so I heard that. I know it's real shallow. I look down, and right there with my bare eyeballs, I can see that coin. It's been in the dirt for a long time, but I don't even have to dig. I can just pop that out of the ground with my finger. Oh, look at that! I'll be dadgum. It's a Merc. I eyeballed that on the ground, and you could hear that thing. Absolutely, you can see how long it's been in the ground, stuck there like that. I thought that was a penny when I walked up on it. How cool is that?
In these old yards, check along the sidewalks, around older trees, in and near flower beds, and near the edges of old porches. You'll find modern stuff, of course, but occasionally you'll hit an old coin or maybe even a really cool relic.
A little military badge of some sort, ROTC, somebody in the reserves. That's a pretty cool little find.
Oh, check it out. That's a quarter there. It's modern. Beats a penny though.
I got a penny, but oh, it's a Wheatie.
You got a Wheatie?
Yeah, it's an older one. I can see the 1 cent on there. It's hard to make it out, but I can see 1 cent. But the thing is, I could hear something else in here too. I could hear like 2 or 3 things. Here, let me let you hear it. It sounded like bang, 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 so I'll leave that there, but let me see. Still something hitting there, and something hitting there. I just pulled out of the dirt, so maybe 2 or 3 pennies. I just moved all this dirt out of here. That's a quarter. It's not silver, but I don't know. I'm just throw it over there with that, and then I swear there's more in there. Yeah. Let me dig it out. Maybe there's just like a little spill of coins. I got one there, or something anyway. Penny. Another penny, and then there's still something in the hole. Could be some trash too, because I could hear all kinds of metal, but maybe there's another coin, maybe it's trash, I don't know, but anyway, there's a bunch of stuff here in a row. It's always fun to dig a bunch of stuff like that. Let me see what that is. That's larger. Okay, there's a nail, so I could hear some iron, some junk. And that's why I was getting a kind of a variable signal. But I could hear like bang, 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 and then something that was making the numbers jump. But then when I get right on top of some of them, they'd sound real good. So I'm gonna guess that's more junk way down there. But dig it up and just see what the heck it is. Yeah, I can see the edge of a can way down there, so I'm not going to bother with it, but that's pretty cool. 3 coins out of 1 hole. And then a nail to boot, so junk in the pouch and the coins. Keep digging. So
we're working on, both of us are working along the side of the sidewalk. he's finding some old coins or just modern clad. I'm getting some modern clad, but that's where people would drop their change. They'd be walking up, pulling stuff out of their pockets, looking for their keys, getting inside the door. So good tip is to hunt along the sidewalks and along the driveway as well. That's another good spot.
Lincoln Penny.
Lincoln Penny.
Yeah. Some more older stuff. There's definitely some coins dropped along this old sidewalk though. And the good thing is we can't do any damage here because the city's got a notice on the door. They're about to come along and rip this place down in a few days. So we're just trying to hunt it real quick before it's gone. They're going to shred every bit of this. All kind of metal in here.
Another penny.
Penny. Lincoln Penny.
It's out of the hole.
Huh?
It's out of the hole. Oh. Just another penny. Another penny.
What could it be, folks? It is another penny. I think somebody came out the door and just whipped a handful of pennies off the porch because there's pennies everywhere. I mean, just one weighty over there and a bunch of Lincolns, but a bunch of memorials. Probably a kid ran out the door, tripped, piggy bank broke, pennies went all over the place. We'll see.
Ready to go. Huh.
Hey, Pigs, guess what I got?
Silver.
No, look. Another penny.
Oh, same here.
What year is yours?
Crusty.
Yeah. No, this one's a memorial, but they're everywhere.
I don't know what year this is.
This is like the yard of pennies. It's like the penny graveyard out here. I've got 1 dime and a quarter, and the rest is pennies.
There's another penny. Oh, look at that. Here's a dime. Not silver, but it's a dime. I'll take it.
Ah. Well, I wear gloves. That thing went all the way through my glove, but luckily it didn't cut me. Old time nail in the pot.
Alright, so I got back up and checked the hole again with the detector. And sure enough, we got another dime. 2 in the same hole. I'm gonna keep searching. There might be still more in here. This is a different signal. Upper 60s. It's not, doesn't sound like a penny sound or a quarter. Caught on my shovel. It's out of the hole. I don't think it's an old key, but it's a key.
Another penny for the pock. Not old, unfortunately. But, you know, good thing is, lots of coins coming up. So having fun with the ace. I mean, that's the main thing we wanted to show this week is get out. It's easy to hunt with. I got just a little bit of discrimination on. I'm getting rid of a lot of the junk. And I'm just picking up coins right and left. You know, we've had a couple good finds here and some interesting finds over the past couple days in these different locations. And we'll dump out some of our stuff here in a little bit and maybe kind of do a little wrap up. But hopefully this has been of some interest, you know, showing a few tips and techniques and, you know, different ways you can set it up with a Z-Lynk, go wireless, not be tethered to the machine, and just, you know, see what a powerful hunting machine this guy is. Both of them, you know, he's got the 300 today, I got the 400, had the 300 the other day, and we just keep finding. So, good machine. I've used it for relic hunting. I've used it for all kinds of stuff. You know, there's probably another little penny here. They're just all over the place, but I like digging coins, and it's an awesome coin hunting machine. It's a good all-around machine. The 400 gets you into another level where you can make it a good relic machine, and even find some gold with it. Now, that guy's a little deeper, whatever that is. That's going to be a bigger item. Let's see. Well, actually, I've already dug something else out of here. There we go. Oh, look at there. There's a quarter. So that's the coin target I was hearing right off the bat. And there's something else deeper down in there. So there's just targets all over the place. Probably this other item is not going to be a coin. It's probably something else that's just buried in the yard, but I definitely thought I heard a coin, and sure enough, that was the case. I'd already popped it out. Yeah, that's something real big down there. Yeah, edge of an old rusted iron can. I'm gonna let that stay. The bulldozer will get that can in a couple days, and it'll long be history. I'm just looking for coins today.
It's out of the hole. Oh, that's it. See it right there? It's a big coin. Could be a quarter. Yeah, just a steak quarter. Better than a penny.
Quarter. It's not silver, but it's a quarter. So it's nice to get a mix in here instead of getting so many pennies. Just all kind of change coming out of this yard. Kind of fun.
Hey, I got a button, I think. Or something. It's different. Look at this. It's got some cool details and stuff, and it's like a gold tone on the back. Maybe brass. I think I got a button.
Give you an idea of what we're hearing with the ace here as we're going through this yard. There's just all kind of targets. I'm just slowing down and listening to the sound, repeatability, and some of the numbers, but here's a swing through this area where I've been digging. Hearing some targets there that are not very deep. There's some targets there that's high tone. That one's, you know, up to 86 range or so, jumping higher. This one is jumping up into the coin range. If I go around, there's all kind of targets here, so just dig and see what comes up. We're just popping coins out today, having fun. Again, it doesn't matter how we dig or what we do here because it matter a few more days.
bulldozers are going to be here and they're going to shred this place. If you look up there, you can see the red papers on there. It's been condemned by the city. Quarter. A couple more of these, I'll buy a hamburger today. I must have got 8 quarters out of the front of this yard. Let's see if there's some more, because I definitely heard some more targets. Another penny.
Hey, Brian. Check this out. This is hitting at a high tone. I'm getting like an 89, 90. Check out the control panel. I know from digging other quarters out here, I've already been out here for a while now, that's probably a quarter. Oh, I'm just second guessing myself, but from just the target ID, I would say that's a quarter. I'm gonna go ahead and dig this. That was the hole. Oh, see it? Right there? It's a quarter. You get used to the machine, you start digging the same targets over and over and over again, you can pretty much guess what you're gonna dig after a while. That's pretty cool. Another quarter.
Calling it? Officially calling it a quarter?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna call this. This is a quarter.
If you're wrong, that's it.
88.
I
think
be
it's
wrong.
a quarter. I think it's a quarter.
Let's call this one a penny.
Oh, look. Oh, there it is. Called it. I knew it was a quarter. We're gonna have enough to go get some lunch after this.
I just dropped it in the hole. Well, there it is. Another penny. Alright, he called his a quarter properly. I called mine a penny. We both got it. I want older, but coins are coins. Alright, Miguel, what do you think? Let's maybe show them what we found? Or?
Yeah, that's sound. Let's see what we got.
Yeah, we've been added off and on a few hours here and there over this week in different locations. And, we didn't just break any records, but we had a lot of fun, right?
Yeah. I dug a Merc. You dug a Merc?
Yeah, a 98-year-old silver coin. I'll take that any day. I'm happy with that. So this is pretty realistic. Dug maybe 100 coins or so. Got some silver. You got some silver.
Yep.
Got a lot of good stuff. It's not record-breaking stuff, but it's good stuff.
No, I got a little toy car. You got some toy cars. I got my Merc. You got your Merc. I got a cool little old chest key.
I like that.
You got some clad bracelets here. That's kind of cool. Some fake jewelry
Yeah,
stuff.
some kind of kids' jewelry stuff. But the thing is, the ACE works really well in all kind of environments. Relic hunting, coin hunting, great in these house lots and stuff like that, and some of these little fields we've done. But the main thing is get out and use it, practice with it, look at the digital ID numbers, learn how to discriminate some of the iron. If you've got a 400 and you've got the iron audio, maybe we gave them a couple little pointers that'll help out for those who are just getting going.
Yeah, I think we throw in a couple on this film and just help people out when they're getting used to the machine, and if nothing else, give them some tips on where to hunt.
Yeah, go back and let Brian piece this together, and hopefully there's a few interesting things. This was something that was suggested to us to go back and do, so we'll go back and put it together, and hopefully it'll benefit a few folks.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
All right. Good hunt. So this machine works good in parks, in demo lots. I'm out here relic hunting, looking for old Civil War bullets and relics and stuff like that. And it's working for me. I've pulled up a couple of round balls and I'm gonna find some more stuff. So never doubt your machine. It'll work in any environment. Still north. Up underneath this tree. Way up in there.
Huh.
Look, check this out. Hanging in the middle of that plug right there. See that round ball? Right there in the hole, sticking out. Let's pull it out. Got this mud clump on it. Yeah, round ball. There we go. That one's solid. That one's not flat. It's clean. Got shot up in the side of the bank here. Hit underneath this tree. That's awesome.
This is solid right here.
All right, another piece. Another flat one. Shot out. It's round on one side and flat on the other. So it's been shot at this bank over here. They're just shooting at this bank, and the erosion slowly over the years have been exposing them. They're not deep, maybe about 3 or 4 inches down into the mud. So they're here. We're gonna find some more. I think there's one right here. In this little crack here. In this clump. Let's expose it. Let's see what we got here. There it is. Another round ball. That's 5 right here in this little area. That's awesome. Holy crap. Look at that. Look at that. Holy. Oh my God. That looks like a gold ring. Oh. I've never found a gold ring. That's freaking awesome. Looks like it's got silver in the middle of it. Alright, let's see if it's gold. What's it doing out here in the woods? $14 art carved. I don't know if you can see that in there. That is freaking awesome. Oh. I'm shaking. That's crazy.
Oh, I got a slamming hit right here. This is awesome. Oh man, that sound is beautiful. If I didn't know any better, I'd guess that's probably like a Walking Liberty half or something. Beautiful loud tones, high tones. All right, let's dig it. Let's see what we got here. Going in. Going in, baby. Roll the plug back. What do we got? Let's see. Oh, I can see it. I can see the edge of roundness right here in the hole. Look at this right here. Do you see that? Do you see the edge of that? Oh, that's sweet silver, baby. Oh, come to Papa. Gonna pluck it from the earth. Oh, I've got greatness right here. Miguel, come here, man. Come here, I got something good. Nice slide.
Thanks. What do you got?
Man, you're not gonna believe this. I've got greatness. We've been looking all day for something good. I've got it. Are you ready for this?
Oh man, you're gonna get me, aren't you?
Yeah, this might hurt a little bit.
You're gonna hurt
you ready?
me.
You ready? There we go.
Oh man, look at that. 19.
I'm the man.
19, you are the man.
It's a Walker.
44 Walker.
Walker half. Did I call that or
Oh
what?
my God.
So what do you think the story is of this coin? Why is it out here?
I don't know, man. I mean, we're out here by this old house. Maybe a soldier was coming from World War II, and he came home and he was like,
Yeah, he's just coming back from Europe. He's been overseas. He's coming back. He's got a pocket full of money, big silver. He's thinking, I'm starving. I got to get something to eat. I've got to get some food. What do? You're going to take your money, take your wife and your kids. You're going to go down there and get something to eat, right?
right. I mean, maybe he was walking down here and he tripped and fell and ripped his pocket because
His pocket tore open. The coin spilled out everywhere,
Man,
right
there
up
could
behind
be-
the house.
There could be all kinds of coins in
Oh
this
my
ground.
God, they're probably everywhere.
Oh man, we got to look for them.
The guy probably went to look for it and got attacked by a rabid squirrel and got killed right there on the spot.
Man, we could be witnessing history right here. This is probably your greatest find ever.
There could be bones down here too.
Man, this is me.
We need like an archaeologist.
Yeah, we need to go get one.
We need to get Nat Geo here.
That would be great.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Here's your coin. Good
Thanks.
find.
Yeah.
All right, let's go.